Just because you've lost, just because you've been knocked down, just because things aren't going to plan, doesn't mean it's over. It's never over. Whatever situation, whatever position, whatever circumstance you find yourself in can be changed. Walls can be broken, mountains can be climbed, enemies can be defeated. The only thing that's stopping you is you. Okay guys, so what is going on everyone, and welcome back to another video. So it is currently the 27th of October 2024, and I have another writing reflection for you as always. So this writing reflection is called "This is your Rocky Scene, it isn't over." Okay, so over the weekend I rewatched one of the Creed films, Creed and Rocky films, and it really got me thinking about, you know, the journey of becoming great, the journey of becoming a consistent trader, the journey of being, you know, the best you can possibly be in any realm. In the Rocky films, in the Creed films, there is always that scene, there's always that scene when Rocky or Creed gets knocked down, they lose, you know, they question themselves, will they ever get out, will they make it? And it really got me thinking to the trading, how you can relate it to trading, because you start trading, you start off hopeful, you start off optimistic, and then you take the hits, you get knocked down, the market knocks you down, you make bad decisions, you lose money, and now you're in that Rocky scene, This Rocky scene right now is what you are in. You know, will you stay down, will you give up, will you give in, or will you break out? Okay, so before I break it down even more, let me read out the writing reflection, and then we will break it down in more depth after. So let's get to it. This is your Rocky scene, it isn't over. You got into this game with good intentions. You envisioned a better life, a different life. Trading woke you up to the limitless possibilities, opened up doors you didn't know existed. On paper, it was your ticket out, your ticket to freedom, your ticket to abundance. Excitement and euphoria was building, hopeful for what's ahead. You started your trading journey, made some money, lost some money, but the confidence remained and the self-belief was still strong. You kept pushing on, showing up and fighting every day. Weeks, months, years have now passed, and you're deep in the trading trenches. The self-doubt, the frustration, the disappointment is slowly starting to build. You said to yourself you won't make that mistake again, but yet you still do. You said this time is different, but nothing ever changes. The dream you once had has now turned to a nightmare. For the first time, you start questioning yourself, your ability, and your future. Will this ever work out? Will I ever make it? Does anybody truly make it long term? Will I ever overcome and master this inner caveman within? You become angry at yourself, at the market, at the position you're in. You feel behind, which makes you want to fight even harder against the market, which results in even more destruction, even more frustration, even more pain. Understand, this is your Rocky scene. The market, life, your own bad habits, your lack of self-control have knocked you down. You have two options presented in front of you. One, throw in the towel, stay down, give up, give in, and listen to the voices that say you will never make it, that say this will never work out. Or two, have the courage to get back up, have the courage to fight on, have the courage to never surrender, have the courage to slay the internal demons within. He who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't are both normally right. That better life you envision for yourself and for your family is still out there. That life of abundance, that life of freedom is still there for the taking. However, it just requires a different version of you. It requires a different mindset, a different behavior to the one you currently have. Your current you is not good enough to slay this dragon yet. Your current you is not good enough to defeat this enemy yet. Therefore, you have to make you. You have to build you. You have to level up your character until he is battle tested and ready. You have to go back to the training ground, back to the trenches, back in the shadows. What is the underlying theme in the Rocky films? Perseverance, resilience, the underdog spirit. Just because you've lost, just because you've been knocked down, just because things aren't going to plan, doesn't mean it's over. It's never over. Whatever situation, whatever position, whatever circumstance you find yourself in can be changed. Walls can be broken, mountains can be climbed, enemies can be defeated. The only thing that's stopping you is you. If you believe you have been defeated, then you have. If you believe trading won't work out, then it won't. If you believe you'll never be financially free, then that's what you'll get. Understand, everybody has to go through their own Rocky scene. You get knocked down, you lose everything, you make mistakes, you question yourself. It's just down to you if you're going to stay there. Everything starts in the mind. Whatever you think you will become, whatever energy you put out into the world will come back to you. So ask yourself, will you be most people that accepts their fate, that accepts the cards they have been dealt, that will stay down and not make the count? Or will you make a promise to oneself that whatever happens, you will fight until the very end? You will leave no stone unturned. You will take the punches regardless. You know you're going to mess up. You know you're going to fall. You know you're going to get knocked down. That's expected, but what's not expected is to quit, is to throw in the towel, is to hang up the gloves. So understand, this is your Rocky scene. Get back up, dust off, reload, and get back in the fight. Okay guys, so that is another writing reflection. Understand, this is your Rocky scene. It isn't over, okay? And we always have to remind ourselves that, because it's so powerful watching those films. You know, I love the Rocky films, I love the Creed films. What always happens in those films, okay? Rocky, Apollo, Creed, whoever, you know, they always lose, they always get knocked down. The current them is not good enough to defeat their enemy, to defeat their opponent. So what do? They go back to the trenches, they go back to the shadows, they go back to the mountains, and they have to rebuild, they have to start again. This is exactly the same within trading, okay? Just because you've lost, just because you've made mistakes, doesn't mean it's over. It is never over. The current you is not good enough, because so many people, you know, they try trading, they try, I don't know, build a YouTube channel, they try anything great or anything out of the ordinary, and they get hit with resistance, okay? They get hit with, you know, failures, setbacks, and they just accept that. A lot of people accept the cards they've been given, and you have to just think of it, you just have to think of it logically. You know, just because you've lost, it doesn't mean it's over. It just requires a different version of yourself. You have to build your character. You have to look at the person you need to become and reverse engineer those steps for yourself. So it's about character development. The person you are right now is not good enough to achieve the certain goal that you're pursuing. Okay, doesn't mean you can never get there. Doesn't mean you'll never reach that target. It just means, you know, you have to modify yourself. You have to build yourself. You have to put yourself through training to become that version, to become that guy. Okay, and this is exactly the same within Rocky films. What happens? They lose. They go back to the trenches, they go back to the desert, they train, they reload, they dust off, and they get back in the fight. That's how you have to think about trading. If you've lost money, if you keep going against your word, if you've blown prop firm challenges, it doesn't mean it's over. You just have to make correct changes. That's all you have to do. And what did I say in the note, okay? You become angry at yourself, at the market, at the position you're in. You feel behind, which makes you want to fight even harder against the market, which results in even more destruction, even more frustration, even more pain. Okay, this is the one thing, you know, whatever you're to, the position you're in life, you have to accept that. You have to show acceptance, because if you don't, especially in the trading realm, you know, if you feel behind in trading, what does that make you do? That brings out that inner caveman, that brings out that short-term survival to go out and attack, and that makes you make impulsive decisions. Okay, so first things first, you need to accept your position in life. You need to accept where you're to, because otherwise you will make rash decisions, okay? And number two, you have to build your character. You're not good enough yet. Okay, you're not skilled enough yet, you're not disciplined enough yet. Doesn't mean you can never be that person, it just requires work. For example, the average person probably couldn't get up and run a marathon straight away. What you have to do, you have to build towards it, you have to show up every single day, you have to become that person, you have to tick those boxes to achieve that goal, okay? It's not going to happen overnight, it's going to take time. You look at the greatest professional athletes of all time. Did they get to the top the first time round? No. You know, people lose, they get dropped, they come back stronger. All elite athletes, they go through their Rocky scene. They lose, they get dropped, they get knocked down. What do? They go back to the training ground, they get back in the gym, they show up every single day, and they become the person. They build the character, they get the weapons ready that they need in order to slay that dragon. Okay, this is exactly the same with trading. And, you know, the old me, the previous me, I would always get frustrated, I would always get annoyed, thinking to myself, you know, I'm not skilled enough, I'm not disciplined enough, I'm never gonna make it. But the thing is, nobody makes it the first time round. You have to learn, you have to fail, you have to get knocked down, and then you have to go back to the basics and relearn and rebuild. Okay, so whatever position I'm in, whatever I'm trying to do, I don't doubt it, because as long as I show up every single day, as long as I'm making the correct decision, as long as I'm, you know, doing the things I know I need to do, eventually I'll get there. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but eventually, if I stay along the path, if I keep showing up, keep fighting, keep laying brick after brick, I will make it. You know, same with YouTube. Some of my first YouTube videos that I've deleted, but I could never speak to a camera. I struggled at speaking to a camera. I'm still not the best I want to be yet, but every single day I'm showing up. Every single day I'm trying to get better, okay? And that's the underlying theme in the Rocky films. Perseverance, resilience, the underdog spirit in any realm. Just because you've lost, just because you've been knocked down, just because things aren't going to plan, doesn't mean it's over. It's never over. Whatever situation, whatever position, whatever circumstance you find yourself in can be changed. Walls can be broken, mountains can be climbed, and enemies can be defeated. The only thing that's stopping you is you. So I hope you got some value from today's video, okay? Understand, everybody goes through their Rocky scene. For some, this may last a few years, for some, a whole lifetime. Are you going to accept the cards you've been given, or are you going to keep pushing, keep showing up, and leave no stone unturned? Because for me, I know what I'm doing. I will never stop. I will keep showing up. I will keep pushing until the very end. Because for me, I don't understand what else is there to do in this life. Pursue one's fullest potential. Be the best you can be. Master your mind, master your emotions, push your body and mind to extreme levels, to extreme extents. Understand this is your rocky scene, it isn't over. Get back up, dust off, reload, and get back in the fight, okay? The current you is not good enough yet. You're not skilled enough yet. You're not disciplined enough yet. But as long as you keep showing up, as long as you keep doing the things you know you need to do, you will make it. You will conquer this demon. You will slay this demon. Okay, guys? So, I hope you got some value from this video. Let me know what you think. The good, the bad, as always. A new week is approaching. You know, smash it. Go and do what you need to do. Keep showing up. Keep doing those things. Keep slaying that dragon. And that's all we can ask. So, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. The good, the bad, as always. And I will see you all in the next one.
Don't try to